We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, aka Mr. 38-7. But I'm here with my guy. I'm here with my brother from another big game, James Manny. You guys, y'all got a game going today. So look, we here realistically, because obviously we did a show this week already, but this is our 1 year mark. This is like today, last year, we started Best of Enemies. And it's funny, I went back and looked at it, and both teams didn't make the playoffs. The Eagles didn't make, I think we made them, but we lost. But either way, the Eagles or the Cowboys weren't playing when we first started this show. So it's crazy to see that where we've come in a year. But what's going on, James? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, big dog. It's great to have you talk to you again. 1 year anniversary. It's been a great ride. How we've been doing it. Cowboys, Eagles, from the draft, which we're going to do it again this year. It's going to be super popping through the whole season when we did our lives together on our games. It's been an exciting time. It's hey, like I said before the show started, I got to give y'all props. Y'all came in, y'all demolished them Giants. There's nothing I can say to that. And I'm gonna already talk about the elephant in the room. I'm gonna already address it right now before we say anything. A lot of Cowboys fans hate Nick Sirianni. I was watching the Twitter last night. I hate him, Nick Sirianni. I want to punch him in the face. Blah blah. A lot of Cowboys fans were saying that he just gets on my nerves. Now, remember when we had our video and we were talking about Sirianni? He be coming in with that fake thug stuff. But here's the thing that I must say about Nick Sirianni. I can't hate on it. I can't hate on that energy he gives, because if the Dallas Cowboys had a coach like that was a young guy, and he was, yeah, Cowboys. Because remember, when we had Jimmy Johnson, he was like that. Jimmy Johnson acted just like that. This is the Cowboys. We're going to whoop your ass. It don't matter who you are. We're going to beat you, and that's what it is. And the Cowboys fans loved him to this day. We love Jimmy Johnson because his attitude, the way he came, the way he brought it. We love that swag that he brought to the Cowboys that we have been missing for so long. He brought a swag to us. You feel me? It was a swagger. He let everybody be free and loose, and now y'all have that with Sirianni. So guess what? I'm not going to hate on that energy, okay? People were getting mad at the way he was talking trash, but if that's what the pulse of the Eagles fan base is, and he's matching that energy, exactly, I can't hate on that as a person from a distance, from afar.
Yeah, and it's funny because we did talk about it a little bit prior too, and that is who we are. That this Eagles team thrives off of energy. You saw it with Nick. You saw the opposite. I mean, you saw it with Doug, I should say, when he was here. But you saw the exact opposite of it when Chip Kelly was here, and how someone that doesn't let his players be who they want to be, or who they are, I should say, not want to be, but who they are. It says a lot. It goes all the way down to Darius Slay wrote actually like an article. He wrote like a whole piece before the Eagles game, basically to the fact that this coaching staff allows him to be who he wants to be, lead the type of way that he wants to lead. He talks about in that article, he talks about his time in Detroit, and obviously how he didn't get along with who I think it was Matt Patricia at the time, and just didn't let him be the type of leader he wanted to be, right? And I think a lot of times players, not even just Eagles fans or Eagles players, whatever, players in general and fans in general, they want to see the real person on the field, right? We don't want to see you out there faking it. We want to see you actually have love for the game. So I think that you're starting to see coaches in general, and it's funny because they asked me last time I went live, they were talking about Jonathan Gannon and the way he plays his defense and stuff like that. It comes down to a coach fitting a system. And I think that that's really almost more important than just the players or just the actual system itself, is how these guys look at the player or look at the coach. And the Eagles they're clicking right now. So look, it was just the Giants. I will say that. I'm not going to sit here and act like we just went out there and beat, the 85 Bears, or we beat, the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's what you were supposed to do. I think we did exactly what we were supposed to do out there. And that's what, hey, that's the results of it. Giants fans were talking real hot You know what I'm saying? Giant fans were
It
talking real
was,
hot, and they got
and they
smacked
got
down.
smacked.
So,
They got
but
smacked.
it's on y'all now. I'll say this much about our game because I don't want to talk too much because I've been talking mad junk all day about it. I'm not gonna lie,
Mhm.
but I will say this: the Eagles probably did the smartest thing they could as far as how they ran their offense. I feel like, and I will say, thanks to the Giants, they allowed it to kind of work that way. We heavily relied on the run, and we didn't necessarily rely on Jalen Hurts too much, especially when you look at the second half. We had, that fourth quarter drive that basically put the game away. We got a good lead and just relaxed. And I'll go as far as saying it felt like an extra bye week for Jalen Hurts. So let me ask you though, watching that game or even whatever you may have seen of it, I don't know if you were able to sit down
Yeah,
and
I
watch
watched the whole thing.
so, looking at that team, looking at that Eagles team, does it change your mind on anything, on any specific players, on anything as far as the team, or did you kind of expect that to happen? Expect them to be who they were last night, I should say.
I'm gonna keep it real. When we did our show a few days ago, I said, "Hey, it's gonna be tough. You're playing the team 3 times. It's gonna be tough." But in the end, I did say y'all were gonna win, right? I didn't
Yeah,
say y'all were gonna lose. I said it's gonna be tough, but it didn't change any of my thought pattern. You guys are a good team. Okay. I'm not going to run away from that. Say the Philadelphia Eagles are a bad team. They're a good team, and y'all handle your business. Y'all played smart football. Your quarterback was ailing. So, you put them in spots where, hey, we don't have to put this on Jalen Hurts. Let's go ahead and attack them where they're weak at. So I'm not mad at that. Like I said, I really believe y'all played the game y'all supposed to play. Y'all were the better team, heads and above, and y'all dominated. Somebody said put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. I ain't never disrespected Jalen Hurts. You ask your dog Joe Castro. I have never in my life disrespected Jalen Hurts. I've been on the Jalen Hurts team since y'all drafted him. I said he was the quarterback for you guys. I said it was going to be epic battles between him and Dak Prescott. And I love those battles. And I want a battle continue next week. So that's why I want us to go ahead and win this damn game against San Francisco, because I feel like it's meant to be for the Cowboys and Eagles playing this championship game. This is going to be one of the most watched championship games ever. If the Cowboys go ahead and
yeah,
beat the Niners today, everybody's going to be anticipating. Everybody's going to be watching for Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. Everybody's going to be watching that. So please, my Cowboys, I feel like we're going to win this game today. Please validate my thoughts so we can have this Cowboys Eagles championship game. The last championship game I believe the Cowboys Eagles played was in 1980. I watched that game. It was in Philly. Cowboys lost 20-7, I believe, and they whooped our ass. Jaworski did not
mm.
play a good game, but I remember Wilbert Montgomery. I used to couldn't stand Wilbert Montgomery. He was a good ass back for you guys. And I
That was our
remember,
Super Bowl year. That was the first
yeah,
time we
that
made
was
the
our
Super
Super Bowl
Bowl.
year. Y'all played the Raiders that year.
Yeah,
And
got whooped.
yeah, and I remember that game because it was like once y'all got the ball, it was like the third play. Wilbur Montgomery broke out and ran like a 60-yard touchdown. After he scored that touchdown, I said, "Yep, we losing." I said it in my head, said, "Yep, it's over. We're about to lose. That game is over." Because you know how you could feel the crowd, the energy, everything. How you could just tell when a team is going to win. You could tell when a team is going to lose. And after he scored that touchdown, I said, "Oh man, we about to get demolished this game." So I definitely want to see this game. Cowboys, please validate my thoughts and hopes. Whoop these Niners today so we can have a Cowboys Eagles championship so we can settle all the noise and it'll be a glorious day out here in NFL land for that to happen for real.
Yeah, I think tonight's game. Look, I'm glad that the Eagles played yesterday night because now we get to just relax today and get to see what happens with you guys. But I think tonight's game is probably gonna be one of the most watched games because I
It
know
is.
I'm watching. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm watching. I want to see somebody get the. And it's weird because like I said last week, I do want the Cowboys to lose, but I do want them to lose to us. But so I guess I want them to win this game, but at the same time, I don't want them to win. It's like the weirdest emotional roller coaster that I'm going through for this game. But I think that what Life's Crazy said is right. He threw up a $2 super chat. Shout out to him. And he said whoever wins goes to the Super Bowl. I think between I'm taking out that last part. But I think between whoever wins that championship game, I think that's going to be the winner of the Super Bowl. I don't think it
Yeah, I
I don't
believe that
look
too.
at the
I believe that too.
yeah, I don't look at the Bills. I don't look at the Kansas City Chiefs and
I'm
be
not
like they're
scared of them.
unbeatable.
The NFC teams are going to whoop that ass. Whoever
I really do
represents
believe
the
so.
NFC is going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to
Yeah.
have the chip. So it's either going to be the Eagles. I just don't feel like the Niners are going, dog. I just don't feel it. And it's not no hate. It's not no disrespect to the Niners, Joe. They got a damn good team. They got a damn good defense, offense, and everything. But I just keep going back to I just did a show with my dog Mike White, shout out for Burgers and Blizzards. But I just feel like when we played in 92, I keep going back to that 92 championship game against the Niners. When we went into the Niners, 91, everybody was like, okay, them Cowboys could be something. 92, you felt like this is our time. But everybody in the air in the streets were talking Niners. They got Joe, they got Steve Young, Jerry Rice. They about to do that damn thing. And we came in and we surprised and beat them. This is what I feel today again. And I just feel like you said, it should be Cowboys, Eagles for the championship. And whoever wins that championship game in that is going to win the Super Bowl. I agree. The AFC is not going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're not.
Yeah,
I don't
I
care
don't
what you
really
say
like
about
it
Josh
either.
Allen. I don't care what you say about Pat Mahomes. They're going to get their ass whooped, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Philly, because I'm not going to include San Francisco. I'm sorry. Because even if Dallas loses, because I don't feel like we are, but even if Dallas does lose and the San Francisco 49ers get into the championship game, they are not going to beat you guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think the 49ers got what it takes to be. I don't think that Purdy could beat us like by himself. But we'll see what happens. This is going to be an
We'll
interesting
see.
game. I don't really know what the Cowboys have to do in order to beat them. Like I just don't think that the San Francisco 49ers have played many teams. Like so I don't know where it is you want to attack the 49ers. And on the opposite side, I'm not really sure how the 49ers think they should attack your defense. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of teams that have went crazy against the Cowboys defense. A couple have, but not many. So what do you think? What do you think about this team? What do you think about this game? What is going to be the mindset of the Cowboys? How do you think they'll go into this and try and win?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna say right now, Joe, I feel like this is going to be one of those games that the Cowboys climb back in this game. It's going to be the polar opposite from the Tampa Bay game, Joe. You know how we got on them. I said, man, we can just, I'm be honest, Joe. I said we were going to whoop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' ass. I said we were going to beat them, but this is what I was feeling. I said, we just need to score. Once we score, it's over. That's what I was feeling in my heart, Joe. I said, once we score and it's like a 6-7-0 game, it should be 7. Your boy was missing extra points. But I said, once we get up on them 7-0, it's the floodgates are going to open and we're going to smack them. That's what I felt in my heart. And it happened just what I felt because I just felt that. With this San Francisco 49ers team, this is what I feel. They hyped up. They geeked up. Girl, you geeked up. Girl, you geeked up. And that might be. We singing some Gucci Man right now. So they're going to be geeked up. And I feel like what's going to happen there early, Joe? They get a touchdown early. Brock Purdy throwing his fist, jumping up and down. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to win. We're going to weather that storm today, Joe. So I don't feel like we jump out on them early. I feel like we play from behind, but we come back and beat them. This is what I feel because this is what I'm saying. They got a good defense, but we have additions that we didn't have last year, Joe. We didn't have a middle with Jonathan Hankins. We didn't have a run stout guy, right? Micah Parsons is in year 2. We have different additions in the secondary. And here's my thing we were talking about before. Dan Quinn. If you can't beat a 7th round irrelevant quarterback, then I don't feel like you should go ahead and have a head coach job.
Facts. That's
right?
facts.
Right?
That's facts.
You playing against a
Especially at this
7th round
point.
quarterback. These dudes are interviewed from Indianapolis Colts, Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos wanted you last year. So if you want a head coaching job, then show how damn good you are as a coach, right? This is what I'm saying. Show us how good of a head coach you can be by whooping these Niners with a 7th round quarterback. Because if the 7th round quarterback comes in and whoop your ass, you don't deserve the head coaching job, in my opinion. Come on back to Dallas. No, I don't even want you back in Dallas. Because if you lose to these guys in the 7th round quarterback, I'm going to be really frustrated. Because this is a game I feel we really should win, Joe. I just feel it in my
Y'all
bones. I'm
should.
sorry.
I think y'all should. And I mean, you look at the 49ers, I guess they're the best of what's left, right? This is the top three teams now. You got the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. We'll see what happens as far as that goes with the NFC. So at the end of the day, if they win, they're in that championship game. There's no denying that they are on that 12-game win streak. They had to beat, playoff teams to get to that championship game. I just don't know.
They
We
sus.
talked about
You
last
feel
week.
it
We
too,
talked.
Joe. You feel it
Uh-huh.
too, Joe. They sus.
I
Don't you
do.
feel like
I
they
do feel
sus?
like that, and that's why I feel
Don't
like.
it feel like they sus?
Oh, they definitely feel so. I definitely don't think that they're all everybody's making them out to be. I think they have a good defense. Don't get me wrong, but that's kind of where it ends for me. I haven't really seen their offense have to go against the top defense yet. So this is going to be a big question answered for both of y'all. Because look, the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be the first game that you're going to be playing that I feel like this is a really good team. This is like a really, really good team as far as what people are telling us, right? This is the last mountain you have to climb till you get to the championship team. So I feel like if you guys can go out there, either dominate or win this game, however it may be, you guys expose, Purdy, especially on defense. That says a lot about your team. But the opposite can be true as well. If Brock Purdy and company are able to go out there and again just steal a win. As an Eagles fan, I'll sit here and be like, okay, we can't sleep on them. Something's going on here. We got to figure out what's going on right now. Um, life's crazy.
That's
Swears
crazy. Love
somebody
them
owes him a
bottles.
bottle.
He
I
loves them
don't know
bottles.
who.
I told you
I
I
don't know if
got
he
you
said
life's
better
crazy. I told you
bottle.
get my DM and say, tell me, give you your address so I can
We've
send
been
your ass a
telling him.
bottle. You my
We've
dog.
been telling
Give
him.
my DM because you want a bottle.
Just send us your what's it called? Send us your
Send us
what's it
something.
called?
He
I
said,
need your
send us
ID
something.
though. I need like a
Yeah,
shot of your
right,
ID.
Joe.
Make sure
Look, Joe,
you
send
21.
us something.
but no, I think that this answers a lot of questions. And as an Eagles fan, you're gonna learn. So I'm gonna learn definitely about the 49ers today. Like obviously I saw their wild card game and that was cool and everything, but I'm gonna learn what they are against a good defense because we can compare defenses. I think that the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys have very comparable defenses as far as the talent that's on both sides of the ball and how we've been able to play. So this will teach us about the 49ers. And we already know what the Cowboys are going to try and do. So, gives us a little bit more tape. But I'm not really scared of either one of y'all. I think that
That's
the
fine.
way that the
We're not
Eagles
scared
played,
of the Eagles.
I respect that. But the way that the Eagles played last night, the way that the Eagles finally feels like they were back on all three phases of football. It's going to be tough to beat us, especially if we got Avonte Maddox back. Nobody got hurt. We only got healthier. We were able to kind of let, Jalen Hurts chill for most of the second half. So I don't know, man. Things are just aligning. In 2017, we beat the Vikings 38-7. And, here we come with the Giants and beat them 38-7. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling myself a little
You
bit
might
too
be
much.
feeling yourself. I feel you. I can't get mad at you for feeling yourself. As a Eagles content creator and as the Eagles fan, I can't get mad at you for feeling yourself and saying this is our destiny. I called it 14-3. This is what it feels like destiny. I can't go away from that. You feel me? So I'm not going to jump in there and interrupt that, stay in the path of that, Joe. I'm not going to get mad at that because I feel what you're saying. But on my side, I feel the same way on my side too, because I'm not saying it's destiny, but what I will say is this. After last year, a lot of people said we weren't going to be here again, right? A lot of people said we were going to have a lame duck season. It was going to be a terrible season after the way we ended, and especially after we lost that first game to Tampa Bay. People were saying, oh, you guys are going to be the same team. And we lost Dak Prescott the first game of the year in that Tampa Bay. So everybody said, oh, yeah, your season's over. So this is what I feel like is destiny for us, too. You lost Dak Prescott for 5 games. You lost and got obliterated by the Bucks. And then you come back and weather the storm, Joe, with a Cooper Rush, who's not a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody tell me. He's never going to start anywhere, play anywhere. Not a good quarterback, but you weather the storm and you end up 5-1. And then when you came back, you were explosive type team. So I feel the same way about the way you feel like it's our destiny that we have to beat them Niners. Now, I'm not going to say beyond that point when we play the Eagles, I'm not going to say we beat y'all. I'm going to keep it real. I feel like the first 2 games of these playoffs, we should win. The last game,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, okay? Because it's going to be a banger. You guys got a damn good team. You got a good quarterback. We have trouble with rushing quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. I'm going to say it right now. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. I'm gonna give him his props. The main thing I liked about Jalen Hurts, not really his ability on the field. I think it's the same way I respect Dak. It's what he does off the field. When I listen to his interviews, I'm like, that's how a quarterback should talk. He's always calm. He's always sure of himself. And when you talk like that, your team believes in you. And that's why I was like excited about the Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts battles every single year, because you got two guys that, when you look at the on-field work, right, it's definitely a good body of work. But you really talk about the off-field stuff with Dak Prescott, and you really talk about the off-field stuff with Jalen Hurts, the leadership qualities, how he leads and how people follow. And I think that's the biggest thing with those two quarterbacks. That's why I was excited about the epic battles. That's why I feel like this has to happen for a championship game, Joe. I feel like it has to happen. Like, it's not going to be the same with some damn Eagles and Brock Purdy. No, it's not.
When we get like a back in the 80s we got the "we want Dallas" guy, or we're gonna get like a "we want Eagles" guy.
Yeah. Hey,
we might
I
see
want
that
the
after
Eagles.
game.
You're right. I have no problem saying that. This is the first time in my life I say I want the Eagles. I want to play the Eagles in a championship game. It's okay. I want it. Yes.
And I'll say this. I will say this much: if we are to play you guys, it's gonna suck for one of us, but that is the way you want to go out. I mean,
yes,
obviously we're already in there, but that was my biggest thing. It being the Giants, more so I wanted to beat them because it was the Giants. But
right
in the back of your mind, you're like, no, we got to go out there and play these guys. Like, that's how the season feels like.
That's how it should end.
Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I would take Brock Purdy on a, don't get me
it
wrong.
Should end with Cowboys, Eagles, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. They didn't play. Joe, doesn't it sound like destiny from the football gods when Dak Prescott's hurt the first game? Jalen Hurts is hurt the second game. Yeah. Come on, dog.
And but both teams are basically 1-2 the whole way.
You feel me?
Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like that. And we literally can look at both games. We can literally look at both games, and you can say Cooper Rush, for all intents and purposes, lost you that first game. And the second game, Gardner Minshew, for all intents and purposes, lost us that game. So it's like, you're right. Everything's just lining up. And shout out to, we got a couple of super chats I'll get to real quick. I want to get back to Life's Crazies one because I want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
But D. Aldridge said with the $2 super chat, shout out to him, Jalen is the real deal. Hurts, go Eagles. I agree. I don't think that's something we can disagree on anymore.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, I think we understand where he is right now as a quarterback. But Life's Crazy says something that I think is interesting. Now, I personally, shout out to him for the $2 super chat. He said this would determine Dak's and Jalen's legacy. I personally don't necessarily know if it
I don't believe
would
that.
for Jalen because he's so young.
Yeah. Young.
But with
this
Dak,
is important for Dak.
Yeah, I mean,
this is very important. But I want to say this though, Joe. I want to say this because some guy named Tom Stakes in the damn Twitter world, he be talking hella trash. Shout out to you, dog, because I jumped in your Twitter today when he was like, Jalen Hurts is already in a championship game and Dak Prescott is not. And then I had to jump in there. I had to jump in there and jump in his tweet. Now, we had Jason Garrett for 10 years. In those 10 years, 7 of those years were missed playoff appearances. 7. So when you compare Dak Prescott's career to Jalen Hurts, I don't think it's a fair analogy because we had a terrible coach. I said Jason Garrett will never, while he was a coach with Dallas, would never, ever coach in the NFL. He would never be a head coach. He would never be nothing. The only reason why he got an opportunity in the New York Giants because it was a little show. Y'all fired him. We'll bring him over here and we'll show you. And guess what? In mid-season, Joe, he got fired. Right, Joe? He got fired in mid-season. And now he's on the NFL talking about games. And he had an opportunity to coach college football, and they didn't even hire him in college. You understand that? Colleges don't even want Jason Garrett. So before anybody tells me about Dak Prescott and, you've been in the league 6-7 years, we had Jason Garrett as our coach. I would beg to say, Joe, if we had Mike McCarthy for 10 years, it might have been a little bit different because in these 3 years, You had 2 playoff appearances. Also, I will say it was a choke job last year. I will totally admit. But I feel like if you had a Mike McCarthy for 10 years instead of a Jason Garrett, I think that it would be a little bit different. Jason Garrett was a terrible coach. He will never coach in the NFL. He may never coach in college. He was a bad hire, and that was on Jerry Jones for that stupid mistake because they're trying to have him as the next great. So please back off of that, please, in the spaces.
Jason Garrett was trash. Jason Garrett was trash. But
trash.
It's gonna be now that we are where we are. I want to revisit something because I said this, right? This is the 1 year anniversary. Why not go back on some lukewarm takes that I had?
Before you finish that, Joe, this dude Drew, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was gonna say nothing to you. You said you were talking trash the whole damn feed last time. Bro, I'm gonna give you your little shine, Drew. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know football, and that's the last time I'm saying anything to you. You just want some fame. You're terrible. You don't know football, and I just want to tell you that right now because the stuff that you say here is just asinine. Now let's jump back into it, Joe.
Damn, Drew, you got him mad. Shout out to the 100 people, 100 plus people we got in the chat, man. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. But I do want to go back on an old take that I have real quick. So the Eagles, I said that the Cowboys, would probably not have the greatest of seasons, and I said that you guys would most likely go one and done, and that if that happened, then Dak Prescott would be on the hot seat. Mike McCarthy would be on the hot seat. Now you did get that one win, but I think that we can all agree, right? I think that we can all agree that this is another game that you should possibly win, at least be in that game. Right? If you guys go out there and it feels like it's just another terrible game, you guys just go out there and can't do anything. Are these guys still on the hot seat? Is this still a situation where if you guys come out of this game and not win, that there's some questions that need to be answered, maybe from the coach or the quarterback?
No, I don't think there's any questions about the quarterback. I mean, he's done his job. I mean, this is a team game. So I'm not going to put this. I feel like I told you, Joe, that if we would have lost to Tampa Bay, I think there might have been some changes. I'll be honest with you. I felt like there might really been some changes because of the way everybody was hyped on this team. If you lose in the first round, you got 12-win seasons, back-to-back playoff appearances. Then if you flop in the first round, you're going to question, like, are you really the man for the job? You will question that. So by him getting past that and slaying that dragon of Tom Brady, I don't care if he's 45, 100, whatever, you slayed him. So I feel like that makes Jerry Jones, I feel like I know Jerry Jones a little bit, and that made him feel comfortable, like, okay, this is why I hired you, because this is what I want to see. So I feel like everybody's going to be safe. Even if it's a weird type of loss, I don't think there's an overreaction to anybody getting fired or anything like that, just in my opinion. But I just feel like, Joe, I think this is where Mike's going to show you. When he was at Green Bay, right, he had Aaron Rodgers, right? But he also had teams where, when they went to the Super Bowl that year, they had like 14 people on injured reserve. Like, he showed resolve. He showed he can do that. And this is what I'm going to say again. Aaron Rodgers talks all this trash about Mike McCarthy, but who's the only one to get you to a Super Bowl and get you a Super Bowl victory? Right? It wasn't that guy you have now, right? It been nothing but failures. When you had Mike McCarthy, you were consistently getting to the playoffs. You got a Super Bowl trophy with Mike McCarthy. And in that 2014 season, you should have won again. It's not his fault that the goofy guy didn't catch the ball on the offside kick and he dropped it, and Seattle picks it up and scores a touchdown after that. If he catches the ball, they're in the Super Bowl, dog, right? And then they're going to 2 Super Bowls. You feel me? That's the fact. Like, they were winning the game. If they got the onside kick, they're going to the Super Bowl. So that ain't no Mike McCarthy's fault. So let's talk real. Like, he's a good coach. So he shows it again today. Then that just proves to me that you did hire the right man for the job. And I feel like this is the banger. Mike McCarthy, Nick Sirianni. Let's have these battles for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited about Nick. I think Nick is going to have some fun. So, there's a lot of things that people are saying, but I do want to ask a
See,
couple of
Mike
these questions
McCarthy is
because
not no Jason Garrett 2.0. So that's why I'm
what
saying
is that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. I gotta look at these comments today and I gotta just address some of
They
these guys.
coming for you, bro.
That's
Just
cool, but
imagine
they
if
don't know
y'all
what the hell they're
lose.
talking about. They don't.
Imagine
You
if
don't
y'all
make no
lose,
sense.
though.
But see, here's the
Hey,
thing. It doesn't make no sense to me because Jason Garrett in 10 years missed the playoffs 7 times.
facts. You made
How
it
are you
twice. He
saying
made it
this
twice in a
is Mike
row.
McCarthy 2.0 when in 3 years he's already made back-to-back playoff appearances? Jason Garrett never did that. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you sit there
He
and tell
might
me
end
he's
up being there for a long time and not winning nothing. I mean, he
right, but
still
what
got to
I'm
do
saying is
something.
he's
This is a
already
big game for Mike
but what I'm
McCarthy, in my
saying
opinion.
is, Joe, he's already broke the perception of if you're saying he's Jason Garrett 2.0, Jason Garrett never made 2 back-to-back playoff appearances in 10 years.
True,
So he
true,
can't be that when he's already broken that in 3 years. So you're just
true.
talking and you're just a hater and you're just running your mouth. You get what I'm saying? So I
I
don't
feel you.
respect what you're
I'm
saying.
glad though. I want them to keep it coming, man. This is your day. This is your
This is
day.
my
Yes.
day.
Last
Yeah, this is my day.
last time was my day.
Yeah,
Last
that
show
was your day.
was my day. Everybody was going at me.
But I gotta address y'all. If y'all gonna
I
talk some
respect
football,
it.
talk some real football, talk some real facts because I go on facts and I go on real narratives. Don't just say nothing in these air and just be talking in the feed and you got no validation, no basis what you saying. If you gonna say it right. If you ain't saying it right, you just a hater. I just gotta let you know that you a hater and you don't know
There's a lot of
football.
hate in this chat right now.
Yeah, a lot of hate.
James, you know you my dog, and you know I love y'all. Everybody in the chat, I love everybody in the chat. But I know it, and if I was in the chat, I'd be one of them talking that talk
No, you
too.
wouldn't, Joe. You
It's
wouldn't
that
say
day.
that, Joe.
It's
No, you
that
wouldn't. You a
day. It's
lie.
that day. No,
Would
I'm
you say
probably maybe not as outlandish
you
as
wouldn't
some
do
things,
that,
but
Joe? You a
I
smart
would
football
definitely be.
fan. You
I'm gonna
wouldn't do
go
that.
if Rome goes live today. If
There
Rome goes
he
live,
is right
as I
there, my
say it,
dog.
as
You
I
just said
say
his
it.
name. Yeah, Ro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Ro. Way to get in
Literally
there right
as
when
I
you said
say
it.
it.
That's my dog, Ro. What you say? I appreciate you, dog. Right when he
That's
mentioned
funny,
your
bro.
name, he came in there.
I
You
literally
ain't
said
talking
it, and
about
he
nothing, Joe. You
pops
sound
up.
dumb as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
right.
I'm
You
telling him,
sound
Rome,
dumb
you
as
in here,
shit.
Rome, if you go live today, I'm talking mad junk in your chat.
He
Just know
going
that.
live.
Just
You gonna be out in this feed.
that was funny, bro. But no, I want to ask you because Smitty Eagles is he keeps on posting this, and it's a good question. What is your percentage in confidence? Like, what's your confidence level we're at, percentage wise, with this giant? I'm still thinking about last night.
Yeah, you feel
This
good.
Niners versus Cowboys game. What's your confidence percentage? I guess that you guys can pull it off.
Honestly, Joe, I'm like 85, 90%.
Mm,
It feels good. Like, listen, Joe, you know I'm a realist, okay? I'm a realist. I don't try to lie. I don't try to pump fake. I don't try to fake the funk. I'm gonna be honest. Last year, I felt like San Francisco was gonna whoop our ass. I just felt like it. It just like let's get past San Francisco and we can win. Let's get past San Francisco and we win. And when they started out, when they ran out in their pregame and was doing all that, I wasn't even talking about the beat box. Just when they ran out, I was like, oh my God. I didn't tell nobody else. I said, we're gonna lose this game. I'm gonna just keep it real, Joe. I said in my heart, I said, we're gonna lose. Because people were asking me in the feed, Joe, when the game was about to start. I said, how you feel, Jay? How you feel, big game? How you feel? I said, I don't know. I don't feel this way, Joe. Now I'm just hoping my Cowboys validate what I feel. This is what I feel. But I just feel like this is the way y'all beat us last year, San Fran. Now we're coming into your house. The roles are reversed. Everybody's saying you guys are going to win. Everybody's going to say this and that. Everybody's putting Brock Purdy up. I just don't feel it, Joe. I just feel like we're going to come in and shock the world today. I just really feel that in my heart. So I have, you know how you have the utmost confidence, but that little part of you, because you don't know what's going to happen, you're like, I don't want to jump out there and be like, yeah, we do that. I don't want to jump out there and be like that, right? But just what I feel in my heart, dog.
That's how I felt yesterday. I felt like the only way the Eagles could get beaten was
we
to
beat
ourselves.
You said it. You said it. And it's the same thing I feel, Joe. When you told me when we did our show Thursday, you said, you know what? I give props to the Giants, but only way they win is if we beat ourselves. This is the
Mhm.
way I feel the same way with the Niners. They got a good team, but the only way we lose is if we beat ourselves. If we keep our penalties low, we keep our turnovers low, and we handle our business, the San Francisco 49ers are not a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care what anybody tells me. And it's not no hate. It's not me because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. When I look at the two teams, we are better than the Niners. Just me.
Yeah, I think it comes down to your defense. I think I just don't know if Brock Purdy's going to be
Right.
able to hold it down against that defense.
Make him
That's
beat us.
really they could if he, like I said, he's kind of the X factor to me right now. Your defense and him, like how that matchup plays out is going to probably predict the game. So
It is.
I think it'll be fun. I think that it's going to be a good game. I do have the Cowboys winning, but I mean, hey, it's weird. It really is. It's a really weird place to be as an Eagles fan because I don't want you guys to win, but at the same time, I don't want you to lose because I want to be the team to take you out.
You won't play us. I know you do. You want
yeah, we always want to play.
You want us. You want us. I know you do.
We started that. Yeah, we started the We Want Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody who's talking trash saying we're going to get smacked, make sure when we win, you're in this feed, Drew, and all you other goofies. Make sure you're in the feed when we win, because, hey, I'll still be in the feed when we lose, right, Joe? Because we're still going to be doing our show, so I won't be running or anything like that. I'll be able to answer any of your questions. I won't run from it. But please, Drew, and all you other guys that are talking all this mad trash today, we win. I want to hear you. And don't come with no excuses, because if you do, you don't come in here in this feed. We're going to just block you. We're going to block you because we know you ain't no real guy because guess
Drew
what? Cowboys did it. Yeah,
Drew
you ain't
said
going to
he
be
ain't
nowhere.
here.
He ain't going to be there. You ain't going to be
I
there.
like
You ain't going
stuff.
to be nowhere, son. You my son. You're my baby.
Yeah, I like this.
I'm giving him
I
energy
like
today. You're my baby.
I will say to everybody, because I've seen this on both sides. I've seen Cowboys fans saying it, and I've seen Dallas fans saying it, or Eagles fans saying it, excuse me. Both of us are saying you guys beat the Tampa Bucks. You guys beat the Giants. Neither of us really beat a team that I think we should be holding our hat on. I think the main thing to be focusing on is, we got where we need to go. We beat who we were supposed to beat. Now it's about moving on. Now it's about getting to this next game, improving even more. Because like I said, I still don't know if the 49ers are who everybody else, assumes the 49ers are. I don't know if, to be 100% honest with you, I don't really think that the Eagles are 110. I mean, the Cowboys are 110% who everybody's thinking they are right now because they won that game.
See, we were cool until you said that.
There's a lot of suspect things that have happened over the past couple weeks for the Cowboys. I think that's fair to say.
Happened to us.
The Jaguars game, obviously the Washington game. I'm not saying it defines.
You can't count that Washington game. Don't count that.
Why
Washington
not?
game,
Why
Joe.
not?
Don't do that. That was the last game of the year.
There was
didn't mean
multiple
anything.
times you guys
It
could have
didn't
taken
mean
over the division.
anything, Joe. That game didn't mean
That's not
anything.
True.
That's not true. We were already in there. What did we have to prove? What did we have to prove?
We were
in that
playing at the
game?
same time. You guys didn't know we were going to win. You guys.
But
we
it didn't
lost.
matter. We were still in the
It would have.
playoffs.
If you guys would have won, you guys would have had the division, and you might have had the first seed.
Division. Division wasn't a big thing to us. We were already in the playoffs, so don't do that, Joe. I can't.
There's no way you're going to tell me you went into that game and was like, oh, we could lose.
Game. No, we didn't. We didn't go into that Washington game. I'm going to tell you right now, I know my team like you know your team, Joe, okay? The team came in there unprepared. They came in there like it didn't mean anything. They did. It's the truth, Joe. That coaching staff, and I got on that coaching staff that game. I said, you guys dropped the ball. You didn't come in there prepared. You just was like, oh, it's Washington. We're already in the playoffs. Let's just get past there. That's what it really was, Joe. They didn't do anything. I don't make no excuses for that crap because it was a bunch of trash what I saw in Washington. I don't make no excuses for that, okay? That was a bunch of trash. But I really feel like the Cowboys didn't really prepare for that game because they didn't care about the game. I really feel that way.
I agree. I agree that they didn't prepare for it. Can I sit here and say that they didn't care? I don't know. I don't know.
I just feel that way.
If we get to the Eagles game, if we get to this 49ers game and they look unprepared, are we going to say that they didn't care? I say this.
That game mean anything because people were saying that, oh, y'all got your ass kicked in Washington, but what we came right back and did against the Tampa Bay. So obviously that game didn't have a great meaning because we came back and whooped Tampa Bay, right?
Tampa Bay kind of whooped themselves as well, and I agree.
They did not, Joe. Don't take away my victory.
They had no
your victory against the Giants.
They had Tom Brady throw the ball like 50 times, man.
Bro, we made
so
them
they made some bad decisions. They made some bad decisions. Is all I'm saying.
But just
I'm
bad.
not.
We made them make the bad decisions, Joe.
Okay, that's fine. Even if I take that away, even if I take away that they didn't play a good game, you guys just handedly beat them. 2 of the last 3 weeks were questionable for you guys. And I think that's fair to say. Yes, you did handle your business in the playoffs, and depending on what happens this game, you handled your. And then I'll be like, hey, the last 2 games they've looked good. They've been consistent, but the consistency of Dallas has been a question. That has definitely been a question on both sides of the ball.
And it's not you, man. It's funny how Giants sucked. Okay, let's keep it real. Like, y'all talking about Tampa was a good team. Giants sucked. So I'm being nice. While all people are talking about Tampa was a sorry team, Giants sucked, bruh. I said they were frauds all year. Am I not right, Joe? Did I not say that?
We both said that they weren't good. My thing is
Giants suck.
My thing is that I'm talking about the full body of work. I'm not talking like with the Eagles. The Eagles looked suspect when we didn't have our quarterback. As soon as he came back, we looked like we looked most of the season outside of that last Giants game, and then we obviously showed what we can do against the Giants, right? Dude, Rome is mad as that. Rome is mad as what am I supposed to say? I don't understand what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to forget that you guys blew a lead against the Jaguars. I'm supposed to forget that you lost to the Washington. Like, these things happen. So I'm saying,
y'all lost to Washington too.
Fan, that's fine. But as an Eagles fan, we look at this and we say that there's some suspect activity happening in Dallas.
Did y'all lose in Philly or Washington?
To who?
To Washington.
To Washington, I think that was in Philly.
Yeah.
And that was 1 win. I'm talking about literally the last 2 weeks. And you go all the way back to what, week 8, week 9? I mean, I'm not saying that the Eagles, you can't look at the Eagles and be like, oh, maybe they can get beat here, maybe they can get beat there. That's fine. All I'm saying is, as an Eagles fan, we look at the Dallas Cowboys and say 2 of their last 3 weeks have not been the best for them. Maybe there's something wrong there. And you guys can shut me up with a good win here. But to say that there's not a consistency issue in Dallas, I mean, come on. Come on, realistically. You're telling me that the Dallas Cowboys have been the most consistent throughout this year? No, at the end of the year, there were some games that you guys looked kind of lost.
13 and what? How are we not consistent, Joe?
You were 12 and 5. You should have been 13 and 4, but you were inconsistent against the team. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you guys are trash. I'm not saying you suck. I'm saying that you have been inconsistent as of late, and that's something as an Eagles fan I'm seeing.
Did the Jaguars make the playoffs? Did the Jaguars make the playoffs? Thank you.
They did. What does that have to do with anything? I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
That shows that they were a good team, right? That shows they weren't a bum team,
But
right?
you had a lead on them, and you lost that lead.
And that was our fault. That was our
exactly.
fault.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
But
I'm not saying that you guys
weren't
are
a consistent team
here
because we weren't losing week in to week out. We didn't have 2-game losing streaks, did we, this year?
I don't know. Did you?
We didn't.
Did you have your? I mean, that's cool, but you're taking it way like more personal than it actually is. All I'm saying is that you have.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am taking it personal. So what? So what? Maybe I am taking it personal. I don't care.
I respect that. I respect that. He said, maybe I am.
I'm taking it personal. So what?
I think looking at both teams. This is what I was trying to say. Both teams. All right. Looking at the 49ers and looking at the Cowboys. I am ready to play either. I think that I can talk myself up in either. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You don't want them Niners. You want us.
I definitely want the Cowboys. I'm gonna keep on saying it, man. It's like I want it to come down to like just a shootout. Like, you know how soccer has a shootout, but I want it to be more just field goals, just extra points. 4 extra points in a row. Whoever can hit them in a row can win the game. That's what I want. But I just want it to be a good game. I just want y'all to beat each other up. And then whoever we play, you know what I'm saying? We go out there, we play. It is what it is. But I love this. I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen this chat this hyped up in a while.
Hey, I love the chat being hyped up because, like I said, we win. Make sure you guys that are talking all this mess in this chat, make sure we win. You're in this chat next week because we're doing the Best of Enemies podcast. Oh, we're gonna have fire podcasts, especially if we win. and then we playing the playoff, and then we playing the game. We doing a live show during the game. So all I'm saying is, all y'all have this energy that's saying Cal girls and Cal turds, you goofies, you still say that dumb shit on the feeds. Y'all corny as hell saying that. But please make sure you're in the feed saying that same energy. We win. Make sure you're here, because I'm going to be looking in the feed, Joe, for certain people. Joe, I'm looking for certain people in the feed. We win. So when we go live, we're brothers. As soon as we go live, I'm looking for your names. If I don't see your names in here, shut the hell up, and I'm going to block
Y'all better
you.
not mess it up. That's all I'm
Don't
saying.
mess it
Y'all
up,
better not mess
'cause I'm
it
gonna
up.
block
The
you.
Eagles did their
I'm
job.
going to block you.
I'm
I'm going to block your ass.
Y'all better not mess it up. That's all I'm saying. Y'all better
Okay, I don't
make
want us
this
to mess it up
happen.
either. You're
The
right.
Cowboys
Please,
better
let's
make this
because-
happen. We want the
because this will
Cowboys,
be-
man.
Yeah, Dank, yep, Sam, Cowgirls, yep, you're going to get blocked.
He said that Rome. I love Rome, bro. Rome is one of those
He
dudes,
go
bro.
hard in the paint.
He mad. This whole postseason, he wants his respect, bro. Y'all, if y'all lose, he's the first person I'm texting. He's the first person I'm hitting.
Oh, shut up, blocking
What
the
happened,
soft.
dog?
You soft. Shut the hell up, Drew. You all up in this feed because you on my dingling.
He said, Joe, when they play the Sanford and Son theme song, people going in, bro. I love it. This is gonna be fun. This is all on y'all.
Y'all
now,
love
though.
them too, Eagles realists. Y'all love Rome too. That's why y'all be in
Yeah,
his
Rome
feed.
funny, man.
I see y'all in his
Rome funny.
feeds. Y'all love him too. Cut it out.
Rome a funny dude. He always hating on us, man. But I get it. I would hate on us too.
He don't be hating. No, he don't
He
be
be
hating.
hating. He be mad.
He don't be hating.
Mad,
he just be talking. He be talking trash, but he don't be hating, bro. He gives y'all
hating.
props. You know, like if we sit there and have real conversations, Rome gives y'all hella props. He gives Jalen Hurts hella props. He don't do that. That's not true.
on
Rome
Twitter,
gives
though.
y'all props.
Twitter, he
Not on hell no. We ain't gonna do it on Twitter. We ain't gonna do that on Twitter. We're gonna give y'all all the hate and the smoke on Twitter. But when we do our shows, we're gonna give you love.
True. That's how I am.
Hey, what happened?
I don't know what just happened. You see me now?
Yeah, I see you.
That
now.
was weird.
Like,
you see me now?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is that?
Y'all gonna talk junk about me and my own chat. Nah,
yes, you were talking trash about me a couple of shows ago. He's like, yeah, that's that Wi-Fi over there. That's that Cowboys Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought it was mine for a second, but I do have to get onto a call in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so we are gonna have to end this a little bit early, unfortunately. But we wanted to come on here and just we want to obviously talk, but I want to thank everybody, man. Listen, we got 175 people in here between all the channels. So be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe wherever you are. But
share all that good stuff.
Yeah, appreciate you guys always supporting, man. This has been a lot of fun, a dope ass year. And we're gonna have another fun year, and hopefully it starts off right with the Eagles beating the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game.
No.
That's how it should
start off right with Cowboys, Eagles, and we see what happened. I'm not gonna say anything beyond that. Joe. I'm just gonna say we need Cowboys, Eagles in the championship. Period. It must happen. Football gods, please shine on it today. Cowboys, Eagles. Shut up, Drew.
Eagles fly. He said, "Shut up, Drew." but yeah, we about to get out of here, man. You got anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, James?
Yes, you Eagles fans that were running your mouths, make sure you're in the feed when we win. Don't run your little mouths like you always do. And then when we win, I don't never see you in the feeds anymore. So that's one thing. Make sure y'all all in the feeds when we win. Because guess what? If we lose, I'll still be here to take all your abuse. So I won't be able to run. I won't be able to run. You better not run either. Second of all, please continue to support our show like no other. On the all serious tip, we're about to head into the draft. We're really excited about that. Our draft coverage last year was exponentially great. Me and Joe, and we you know what we should do, Joe? We should revisit some of our shows and talk about the players that we had really picked and then go through and see how they did this year and really check on that. So we definitely need to do that because we hit on a lot of guys this year. I looked on some guys that we talked about. We hit on a lot of that. So that's why you need to follow our draft show. So please continue to support Best of Enemies podcast on both sides. Joe Castro, please give him likes, shares. He's doing stuff beyond this with Michael Vick. He's about to do a show with those guys. He's killing it over there. And me, Big Game James, hey, support me. Cowboys. I'm got my high school stuff. I got a couple another fire interviews we're getting ready to have with a couple quarterbacks that just signed with some Division I schools. Make sure you support that. But please continue to support our show like no other. We're trying to do a lot of great things in there. We appreciate all the love. It ain't never personal. We just talking trash. And please don't take none of this personal. I'm just talking trash to you. All that. It's nothing personal. But let's continue to have a great time in these streets and let's make this thing great, Joe.
Facts. Happy 1 year, everybody.
Happy 1 year.
We're like 1 year into it. We got to figure out like a name for the chat. So maybe y'all throw us some advice. Give us some suggestions on what maybe we should call the chat, because everybody has their cool, chat name or whatever. But yeah, let us know what y'all want to be called. I don't know. But other than that, man, y'all know what it is, man. That is James. I am Joe. And we have been the best of enemies. Peace.
Peace.